And Simon, producer Simon says we are live. That's his new title. He's our technical producer. Hey, everybody. Welcome to the Girls on Games podcast number 7. It's our wonderful Monday night tradition. Here I can't talk, but we are on Twitch. And we want you guys to contribute. So if you have any questions or comments, I'll just let you know now. You can throw them in the Twitch chat, and we will answer them closer to the end of the show. But before we get started, I want to introduce you to our wonderful cast of characters we have here today. First off, we've got my fearless friend, Catherine Smith-Desbiens. How you doing, Catherine?
I'm good. Hi, everybody.
We've got Catherine Ashley.
Hello.
We've got joining us for the first time on the podcast, our contributor out of the great Toronto area. It's Steffi.
Hello.
We've got Devin.
Greetings.
We've got technical producer, Mr. Simon. And Simon, I don't think you have your microphone turned on.
I keep forgetting to press the unmute button.
There you go.
Sorry.
So that's Simon. And joining us, the man, the myth, the legend, the one who created our wonderful song that you can hear at the beginning of our recorded and video podcast. It's Voyce.
Hey, what's going on?
Hey, Voyce. How you doing? Thanks for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Awesome. We're super stoked to have you here. We want to thank you so much for creating our awesome track. We love it. The crew loves it. We've had very good comments. And if you want to check out Voice's stuff online, you can do that. We'll give a roundup of where everybody's social media accounts are near the end of the show. But to start it off, a game came out last week that we're all playing, Dying Light.
Sorry, to start off, I just want to say thanks to our good friend Greg, who just donated $25 right off the bat.
Oh my God! Yeah, we just started our donation thing. Greg, thank you very much. Holy crap, way to start the show off on a good note. So, we're playing Dying Light right now, and I want to know, Catherine, Voice, how you feeling about it so far?
You can go first.
You have Voice to go first? Go for it.
Am I going first? All right.
Yeah, you are, man. You're the guest today.
All right. Well, honestly, I'm loving it. At first, I was playing it, and I kind of felt it was really similar to, because I never played Dead Island, and I know it's made by the same developers. I felt it was very similar to Far Cry. But after playing it, for a few hours, now I'm kind of hooked. It's one of those games where you start playing and you just can't stop. I wish there was some way to fast travel though, because running around, I know that's the point.
Yeah.
But I get sick and tired of it. I'm starting to get carpal tunnel from the jumping because it's the right bumper.
Yeah, it's awkward, eh?
It hurts. Like, my right arm is getting really buff. I'm just too strange.
Note to self.
Fine, but I haven't been playing Dying Light.
So what?
I haven't actually played yet. Is the map like huge?
Go ahead.
So.
Can you compare it to anything?
It's as big as Far Cry 4's map. It's not that big. Like, you can run around it within the first hour. You can pretty much unlock all the, I guess, safe houses. It's not that big, but it's a good thing it's not that big because there are no vehicles. You literally are running around, being chased, climbing everything. Nighttime is creepy as shit. But yeah, it's not that big. But it's good though. It's not that big.
Yeah, I'm liking it. I mean, it is true. It still does remind me of Far Cry 4. I wasn't that much of a fan of Dead Island, so it's more or less the same game, just more refined, I guess. But it is addictive. The music is fucking awesome.
Yeah, the music is good.
Oh my God, so good. So 80s, 90s. And also, you get like carpal tunnel shit with the bump fucking parkouring. But
Yeah.
like, I find that it's not very refined. Like at times I do the exact same movement and I fall to my death. Well, you saw today on the picture I posted of me falling underneath the thing and then having the whole world above me bug out. But like, I find like, I don't know, it's not that smooth, the parkouring. It is fun because I like the parkour, but
No, I
I'm
find
liking it.
Yeah, I find every
Okay.
once in a while, like, the parkour kind of breaks on you, but
Yeah.
for the most part, it's pretty good. I mean, it's not as breaking as, Assassin's Creed,
No. It's a good game,
I
though.
went there.
It's generic. Don't you find the story generic, though?
Well, all the characters look exactly the same. I can't tell
They do.
apart.
Yeah.
I'm like, John 1, John 2, same person. It's like the same voice actor, I think, for all the
Cut
characters. I'm like,
paste.
what?
Everywhere. I know. I don't know. I just find it, secret agent. I don't know, man. You don't even, I don't know. It's a
But
good game.
But it's fun, yeah.
It is.
Yeah, well, I've been. I don't know how much I'm allowed to talk about it because I don't even know if it's out yet. I've been playing Be the Zombie.
Oh yeah, no, I think that's
Is
everybody
it
has
out?
that.
Is it
Yeah,
out? Okay,
Yeah,
good. Because
yeah.
I wasn't sure. Because I knew it was pre-order download, and then they gave it for free, and then I got confused, and I'm like, is it freaking out yet? And so yeah, I've been playing Be the Zombie, and damn, all I want to do is be the zombie. Like, screw the single player game, because I was Twitch streaming it the other night. That's a whole other story that I'll get into in a rant. But I was starting the other night, and then put it away for a while, came back the next morning, and Be the Zombie was there, and I was like, well, I must try this out. So I went and started. So much better than playing as a human. I love being the attacker, the monster, it's the same thing when I was playing Evolve. It's like, screw being a human, I want to be the monster. Always. And it's just, I guess maybe I'm probably not far enough yet in the single player to like upgrade all your skills and that kind of stuff. But the abilities that you have as the zombie are so much better. Like, just, you have this like tentacle thing. I don't even know how to explain it, but you know how you have the right bumpers, you jump. Duh.
Mhm.
On the left bumper, instead, you spit out these tentacles, and I kind of like, I guess you can compare them to Spider-Man and having his web, and you can use that to cling onto and like almost like zip line like Batman faster to an area. So you can do that, but then you can also use them as a way to attack. So if you see a human that you want to kill, you zip line onto them and you strangle them, and then they make them explode. And the first time I saw that was so glorious and so like, I was just sitting there like, oh my god, I'm never going back to human mode ever again. So I think they've got me stuck just in the DLC. But yeah, when it comes to like, one thing that I was saying about my rant is that the other night when I was playing and I downloaded the game and I was actually playing Diablo, and it prompted me to the Xbox thing comes up saying, hey, this game is installed. So I stopped playing my game, went in, set up Twitch, everything was going to broadcast, and the stupid thing would only let me into the main menu. It wouldn't let me start the game. The game was still installing. So fine and dandy, waited a bit, went out, got a coffee, came back, turned it back on again, get ready to broadcast, played through like the first like little bit, that's like the tutorial mode. Do you remember that? Where it's kind of like teach you how to run, teach you how to jump, all that jazz. And then finally they're like, okay, now go do something else. And once again, I couldn't move forward because it wasn't installed. I was like, well, stop telling me I can continue to play the game and that I can jump in now if it's not effing ready. I'm just like fed up with it.
I think I know what that is. It's supposed to tell you when you can actually access the game itself. Halo does this very weirdly, the Master Chief Collection. It tells you the game is ready, but it's Halo 1 that installs last. So the game becomes ready. You have the multiplayer. You have Halo 3, 4, and then it's like 2 and 1. So it's like, well, if you want to play Halo 3, well, you wait for the first two to download. But it, like at like 35%, it will tell you can like enter the game officially, but you can't necessarily play it.
Is this? I know that Xbox, because of the digital rights and all this stuff, even when before the game came, shit, I can't even talk now. It's one of those days. When back at E3, when they announced about the consoles coming out, and PlayStation announced and said you can put your thing in, it'll like kind of pre-install, you can play while it's installing. PlayStation obviously had that worked out in the beginning. Xbox is in the process of fixing that because of the whole DRM fiasco. They said they weren't going to do that. They were going to be able to build that in later. Is this part of their fix of trying to get the console to be able to play early before a game installs? Because like, if this is the way they're going about it, then I'm like, just let me wait until the thing installs. Don't prompt me to leave another game saying it's time to go and I can't play. That's frustrating.
I haven't had any issues with that though, Mia. Usually, oftentimes when it says ready to play at the bottom, when it pops up like the bloop is ready to play, I'm able to access it.
Well, maybe it was just this one because the first time they've gone about it. It's the first time I've encountered it, but it really pissed me off the other night.
I think it's just the way a lot of developers are actually making the action, either like I guess implementing it. Some developers are very smart about it. They let the first part of the game load first, so it makes sense, so it's in sequence. But some developers, like 343 did with Halo, where it was like random order, like Devin said. It's just kind of strange, and it did the same thing with this game. So I think it's really on the devs and them not doing it properly.
Evolve did it really well actually. When I was downloading the pre-release beta, it loaded the tutorials first, so that when you loaded into the game, it didn't even throw you into a menu. It tossed you directly into the tutorials, whereas I think most developers are just creating the menus and the cutscenes first. So you get the menu, you get the cutscene, then when it comes time to actually play, it's like, oh, we didn't get around to making this part yet. You might want to chill for a bit.
Yeah. I was just disappointed and ended up going into zombie mode the next day. Oh well, it's all good. It's all good. So next big thing happening this week is the Battlefield 4 Hardline beta. So I'm pretty sure all of us are signed up for it. Who's excited?
Loaded is done, so I'm gonna play it hopefully tomorrow if I'm able to get on the servers. But yeah, preloading is done, so we'll see how it goes.
Now you're playing on PC, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Catherine, are you gonna play on Xbox, PC? What are you deciding?
I don't know yet because my PC shooting skills are fucking terrible, like pretty bad. So I feel like I'd ruin my own experience if I did on that. No, I'm not. Fuck, I'm like a stupid harmless bot in fucking CSGO, man.
But you've got someone good telling you how to do it properly, so
You can't aim for me though.
We're getting
you can't
there.
Do the aiming.
We're getting there.
I don't know. I'm too competitive and I don't like sucking at shit. So like I want to do well at it. So I'm probably gonna go for the Xbox. As much as I would love to play with Simone, it'll be fun.
Anyone else? Steffi, you planning on playing the beta for Battlefield Hardline?
No.
No, not your thing. Shooter, not your thing.
No, I'm really bad at shooters.
I feel your
I'd rather
pain.
watch people.
I feel your pain. All right. So this next topic, next question, is an interesting one. So I stumbled across this Facebook page called 4 in February. Anybody heard of it? So essentially, it's an initiative that encourages you to beat 4 video games in February, but they're video games that you've already started. So dig out that pile of games that like you never got a chance to finish. You know, you put it aside because something new and pretty and shiny came around, and now you have to beat those older games. So has anybody got anything in their old archives that they would try and beat in February?
Well, for sure, I think I was Sunset Overdrive. Like I played maybe the first 2 minutes and then I stopped and never got back into it, which is stupid on my part. But yeah, for sure, Sunset Overdrive. Dying Light, obviously. Tomb Raider, although I beat it on the original current systems, I started playing on PS4 and never finished that. And I'm sure there's one more in there somewhere. I don't know. I probably will start Halo, you know, the actual campaigns, and actually try and beat that again for the first time. But that's it.
Yeah, I'm in the middle of Halo 1 right now. I got to finish that off.
Yeah.
Kat, SD, you got any games sitting there that you haven't finished yet that you wanna try and take a stab at and finishing in February?
Yeah, I actually almost finished Wind Waker HD during summer. So I'm really close to the end, so I should actually sit down and put the 5 hours I need to finish it. I have that. I have... What else do I have? I have Pokemon, the remake of Omega Blue or Sapphire Ruby. I don't even remember which color I have because I actually put it down for a while. I want to finish that, and I'm literally like maybe 10 hours away from finishing Dragon Age, so I need to finish that and get my life back. And there's something else. Oh, Tomb Raider, actually. I downloaded it when it was the free game on PS3, and I got like through halfway, and then I just stopped. So I want to finish that too. It was a good game.
Cool. Sorry if you're wondering why I messed around here. All of a sudden, my dual screen decided to quit. So yeah, we're just running off the one here now. It's a little confusing. Simon, do you have any games that you want to finish?
Well, Dragon Age obviously is one that I want to eventually finish. I don't feel that I'm never gonna finish that stupid game because it feels like it never ends. But yeah, I'm at the last level, so I think I'll do it soon. But I want to finish some of the side quests first. And it's hard to say. I have so many games that I haven't finished. Oh my god! I think I want to go back and replay Dishonored. I really like that game, and I don't think I've ever finished it. And off the top of my head, that's pretty much it. Sorry, Kat.
Oh. play Dishonored, Chris.
No, I played it. I played it a while, but no, I don't think I finished it. But no, it's
one of my
it's a
favorite
great game. I'm looking at my Steam. I don't know. Oh, maybe Alien War. I never finished that game, and that's a great game too. But I never finished it. I don't know. There's just too many games to choose from.
There's too many games. Too many games.
I don't fucking know. It's just too intense. I can't say.
Stephanie, how about you? Do you have any games you haven't finished that you
Does
want to finish?
DLC count?
Oh yeah, it counts.
Yeah. Okay. I probably like The Walking Dead season 2. Need to finish that. Started it and didn't get into it, but I love the first season, so hopefully I can get through the second one. Don't know
Devin?
what else.
Devin?
For sure, Far Cry 4. I want to get that one done. Funny that Simon mentioned Dishonored. I picked it up again in the store the other day. So I'd like to do another run of that one. At the behest of a friend, I picked up Metal Gear Solid, the HD collection. So I'm thinking maybe I'll run through Metal Gear Solid number 2. And you know what? I really want to try and get into some of the harder style games, so maybe I'll make a real effort to try and finish Volgar, or at least make it past the first level or something. Because that game is hard.
Sweet. Sweet. Catherine
It
A?
is hard. I finished Dying Light, obviously.
Mhm.
Doing it. I started Advanced Warfare. I have to finish that. Transistor, I have to finish that. And let me check what else. Shit ton. Games everywhere. Fantasy Life on a 3DS, I would like to finish that as well.
Yeah, I got to the end of the story mode and then started like trying to learn other skills and stuff, and then just got distracted by other games that came out.
Yeah, I haven't finished it yet, man. I can't even do it in February. Too much homework.
That's true. Yeah, February is like crunch time for if you're in school.
Midterms.
Yeah. Yeah, I want to start and finish First Light from Infamous Second Son. I downloaded it because it was part of the January PlayStation Plus. I'd been meaning to buy it, and it just so happened that it came up as free, and I'm like, yes! I haven't finished South Park Stick of Truth, but that also requires me configuring things and rehooking up my PlayStation 3, so we'll see if that happens. And then, of course, Dying Light. I'm playing that as well. So, yeah, it's cool. So that was a good one, guys. I don't know if anybody in chat mentioned any games that they hadn't finished. But if you're curious, this is obviously like a worldwide sort of thing, and the hashtag, if you want to like put down the games that you're committed to trying to finish this month, and then want to communicate them with the world and have your Twitter friends kind of hold you to it, the hashtag is hashtag 4 IF. So 4 in February. Nice and short. All right, moving on. So we got some news today about Sony Online Entertainment being sold to Columbus Nova and is now getting renamed Daybreak Game Company. So for those who are not familiar with all the different titles that Sony Online Entertainment makes, you probably know EverQuest, The Matrix Online, Star Wars Galaxies, Free Realms, and DC Universe Online, just to name a few of them. So personally, I think this is probably a good thing because it's going to give you the chance of those developers actually putting those games out on PC and Xbox now instead of just sticking to PlayStation consoles. The rest of you, I don't know if you want to chime in. Me, I think it's a good thing. How do you feel?
I think it could be neat. EverQuest, I feel, has kind of been dated, except for like the really hardcore crowd who's been playing EverQuest since the beginning. The DC Universe Online, it never really went anywhere with that. There are just so many of its IPs that it just never really took anywhere. So maybe a bit of new direction will actually push some of their projects to really become popular or grow, or maybe add new features that people are interested in, just a fresh mind at it maybe.
Yeah, I don't know if this is taking the old stuff and putting it or sending it out into new consoles and stuff, and more whatever they create from now on, they have the ability. They're not just restricted to the one brand, the one platform. Cool.
Yep. Yeah. I mean, I just think it's good that they actually changed their name, because I was reading that this morning and I was like, I hope they change their name, because it'll be really awkward. You're playing Xbox and you see Sony Online Entertainment. You're like, wait, what the fuck?
Yeah, that'd be confusing. But yeah, it's totally out of Sony's hands from now on. It's an entirely different company. So That should be interesting. Something to watch out for in the near future to see what they come up with.
Well, it's definitely a sink or swim situation.
Yes, that is for sure. Yep. We also have learned about a special victims unit version episode of Law and Order that's going to be focusing on Gamergate. Now, we had a discussion in our own little private Facebook chat talking about, how quick South Park is able to turn over major topics, news breaks, and get them into episodes of South Park, but it doesn't seem to be as, I guess, fast to do so in something like Law and Order. I guess this would be our, very first chance seeing a pretty common, very recent story being brought up in a big TV series like this. Are you guys going to try and tune in for the episode? Are you curious to see what happens?
I'll legally watch it afterwards. I don't have cable, but I really think it's cool that that's how popular video games are becoming now, to the point where a show like that is actually bringing like a video game problem into the world. You know what I mean? Like, many people, if you ask my parents what the hell is Gamergate, they'll have no idea. But you put it on SVU, a lot of people are going to start, knowing more about those things. I find that really cool.
I just hope they actually do it right, though. I hope they don't either underplay it or overplay it.
Yeah.
I just hope that the people actually talking about it know what they're talking about, and it just doesn't come across as this complete different topic, and we're just like, what did they just talk about? As long as they give it justice and give it the credibility it deserves as a topic, then I'm happy. If not, then how.
I'm curious to know what they're going to talk about, though. Like, are they going to focus on the whole journalistic integrity? Are they going to talk about the misogyny, or whatever? What's going to be the topic of it?
Yeah, there hasn't. The only news that has come out so far is that there's going to be an actual game that they're like a legit development company was asked by, is it NBC, who puts out Law and Order? I don't remember. Anyways, so a blank call was put out for a development company to have their game used in a TV series. No mention of what it was for or anything like that. And there was this actual company who created a video game that they're going to put and feature as the game that is being attacked, or the developers for, or whatever, in the TV show, which is actually pretty cool, because if not, the story on Polygon was that if not, this game would have never been spoken about. It probably would have been lost in the sea of mobile games that happen on the iTunes store, things like that. So that's kind of interesting. But whether or not they take the journalistic side, or if they're talking about the sexual side or whatever that they want to go with, or even the Anita Sarkeesian storyline of everything, it will be interesting to watch, but none of that has been determined yet. I guess we'll just have to wait and find out.
Yeah, my guess is that they're going to focus on something like the threats, death threats and stuff like that, because that's the most, I guess, in-your-face topic they can talk about.
Yeah, that was the worst thing that came out of that entire movement.
Yeah.
Honestly, I'm kind of worried, because I don't know if you've ever seen how they handle video games in those kind of shows. But there was an episode, I think it was Homeland, or I don't remember. It was one of those special police people TV series, and the guy had to play Prince of Persia on the PC to get to an Excel file that was hard-coded inside the game.
I remember this.
What?
I remember this.
Oh my god.
I can't think.
I was freaking and they're clearly not playing, because they're clearly not doing anything. And congratulations, you beat the game, and then an Excel file open with all the names of the people who got murdered, or whatever the fuck it was. It was so fucking ridiculous.
Leave it
that
alone.
I am so scared to see how they're gonna fuck it up, but
I remember that episode. It was kind of it was set up as oh, you've reached level 12 or whatever, and Prince of Persia has no levels, first of all, so they weren't even properly showing it on the screen, and nobody in the office was able to beat it until they brought out this super geeky guy with huge rimmed glasses,
that is
stereotype
no.
gamer, and it comes down his hands are just moving this, and he beats it in 3
He's
seconds
so
or
fast.
something.
Oh my god.
Well, the
so
Gamergate thing too has taken a little lull in the past few weeks. We haven't heard a whole lot, and this might actually stir the pot again. So it might be a pain in the ass. But it could be really good. It could be really shitty. I guess we'll wait and see. All right, cool. So last week we got a chance, Catherine and I, that gets hard to say after a while. the two Catherines and myself, we got to go check out a really awesome indie game night, demo night here in Montreal.
Oh.
Got to show off about 21 games that are being developed here in Montreal, and I believe one is also from outside of Montreal as well, which was really cool. Put off by IGDA Montreal, and we saw lots of good stuff. I want Catherine to give you a little rundown on what they thought were their favorite games of the night. So let's start with Catherine Ashley. So what do you think was your game of the night that you saw?
Cat, before we start, I really want to give a big shout out to Holy Crits in the chat who just gave us $30.
Wow, Holy Crits,
thank you so much. Thank you so much.
We appreciate it. So Cat?
Yeah, okay, so favorite game. There was a lot. There was a lot of really, really good ones, honestly surprising. Dead Years really caught my eye. As I explained in the article I wrote, it reminded me a lot of Fallout. It was in a wasteland type place, like post-apocalyptic, but the difference was that there were zombies rather. A post-apocalyptic motherfucker. Anyways, but anyways, I can't speak. I drank some wine. Anyways, and instead of having a nuclear fucking meltdown, there's zombies. We don't know how the zombies arrived. And it's basically the same concept as Fallout. You loot everything. You have to survive. There's very few survivors. But the cool thing is you have a puppy companion. So I like that. That was my pretty favorite one. And there was also, I can't say the name, Gardenium.
Is that the acid trip one?
The acid trip one.
Oh my god.
Seriously, man. Smoke a joint, play that game. Very good night. Like,
yeah, that's what will happen when we get the demo of that game. But one thing I want to say about Dead Years is not only do you get a dog, because everybody was like going crazy about having a dog in Call of Duty, you get to take on the perspective of the dog. So you can control the dog, which was a really cool concept. I haven't really seen that before.
And now you can scope out the enemies and shit.
So you can go do that, and then you can go smoke a joint and Jardanium. Jardanium, man. That's like, seriously, it's like Adventure Time on crack. I don't even know. I can't wait to play that.
A little submarine and Adventure Time on crack, like, boop.
They had a baby. They had sex. They had a baby, and this thing is what came out. Catherine SD, what was your favorite game of the demo night?
I really liked Jotun, which is the one set in a Norse setting. Like you're a little Viking girl fighting off Norse gods. I don't know, it just spoke to me. Maybe it's the snow. Maybe it's the axe hacking away at some giant's toe. I really like the type of gameplay. I also really loved Curses and Chaos, which is a little pixel 8-bit type game where you just survive wave after wave after wave of enemies. And I remember a cute little feature that it said the game rewarded you for like being very efficient and killing the enemies fast, so that if you had free time in between waves, your character would dance, and as they dance, you would rack up points to reward you for having free time. So I don't know, I just saw that game and I was like, I need to get this and like 3 of my friends, and we just need to brawl and then have a dance party.
Yeah, the dance animation was pretty deadly, I must say. Yeah,
the knight gyrating his giant belt, just like
It was totally like a sexy and I know it video animated in 8-bit.
It was wonderful. I also want to play the acid trip, of course.
I think everybody wants to play that game.
Yeah,
it's gonna be like that.
I really liked Ultimate Chicken Horse.
Oh yeah.
So the process of this game is like essentially it's like a build your own platformer. So you're either the chicken or the horse, and you're offered this space with a flag, and you have to somehow get across. So every turn you get the chance to add an element, platforming element, be it like stairs or a spring or something like detrimental like spikes. You get to add it, and then you get an attempt to go across and get to the flag. So you can do this to make it easier for yourself and maybe your opponent, or you can make it fucking difficult. So this looks like a game, like a great party game that is going to get a lot of laughs, and I'm really excited to play it as well.
Get the fuck over your friends so hardcore.
Oh
that's
my
like
god.
The best part.
Yeah, that's going to be an amazing party game.
Find people.
So yeah, overall there was 21 games. I don't think there was a bad game in the bunch. Everything looked really good. Super impressed. Super impressed by the actual attendance. Like the place was packed. It was at the SAT, which is downtown here in Montreal. Really flowed well. The whole concept was that people had 5 minutes to demo their game. They had to play it live. It couldn't be a film demo or anything like that. And they were timed. So as soon as 5 minutes were up, they were like, you're done. So it was a great way for people to show off what they're building. In a very fast and cohesive manner, and it never got boring at all. And there was alcohol and food.
Yeah, there was.
So that was
red
handy.
wine.
Yeah,
Nice.
lots of wine. So yeah, so if you get a chance, I'm sure they're doing it in other areas as well for IDGA, but they do them here in Montreal. And if you want to go check it out, just check them out on the internet. Moving on, is there any questions from chat? He's looking here now. Does anybody got any questions?
I think we had one earlier.
Yeah.
Louis1 asked, what do you guys think of Star Citizen?
I don't know Star Citizen.
Me neither. I've been living in a bubble for the last 2 weeks playing Dragon Age.
Yeah,
Fucking Dragon Age.
Catherine goes home at night and we don't hear from her. We're like, what? We're supposed to be organizing stuff. No, she's going romancing and killing dragons.
Star Citizen is the I think is one of the Kickstarter that got the most money. It's a video game that that's being produced right now, and it's supposed to be like a space fighting simulator kind of, but it's supposed to be really in depth and really like focused on the economy and the fighting and all that kind of stuff. I think there was a dog fighting, well, not actual dogs fighting, but like in space, spaceship fighting demo that came out, and then it got a lot of positive reviews. So it's apparently it looks really good. I'm kind of on the edge because it's such a bit like No Man's Sky, where it's such a big project and it's such a big task that they have in front of them. I'm not sure if they'll be able to deliver, but we'll see. You know, we'll have to see how it does when it comes out. Hopefully, it's good because it looks really pretty amazing.
It was already funded
On November 19th, 2012. Actually.
Yeah.
How much did it make?
$2,134,374.
Yeah, no, and that's only on Kickstarter. They have actually on their website. They kept going for personal funding, and I don't know how much they're right now, but they're probably at a lot more than that.
Oh wow!
And
that's crazy.
like release date is 2016. It's not even like close to coming out right now.
Wow.
But,
well, from what I can see, like from the campaign, it's a pretty detailed game.
Yeah, it's really big. I'm trying to see if there's a. They don't show it if they have the
70. Ali just wrote 71 million and change being
exactly.
974,000
for a fucking
330
game that's not even out yet. It's crazy.
What?
Wow.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Now the worst part is they have $72 million in hype.
What
are they going to live up to it now?
Well,
that's the question.
That's why it's so. Yeah, that's why it's so like, oh, I don't know, that's a lot of money, you know.
I'm crossing my fingers though, because like I want to be able to like have two ships fight in space, and then one enemy dock the other enemy, and then like have fights in the ship. That shit's awesome. Like if they actually deliver on their promise, I will never leave my house.
Well, that's what a lot of people have been saying. Like if they actually manage to deliver what they were saying, what they were gonna do, then that would be just retarded good.
The game that kills all games.
Yeah, pretty much.
Everyone keeps talking about No Man's Sky, and it looks really cool. But I won't lie though, like it looks really pretty. But every time I've seen the game in action, I get bored, and I don't know if I don't know why. It just looks, you're just flying through space.
I actually have my hands on it to know what's it about. Like,
I think that's part of it too.
I think it's gonna be a PC.
Stuff.
I think it's gonna be a PC only game.
Yeah.
Oh, I think no.
Is it PS4?
PS4 too.
No, maybe.
Well, yeah, because that's where they announced it was at the conference, the PlayStation E3 conference. Yeah, E3 press conference. Yeah. Yep. Oh my. Well, next.
Got another question. By
we got two more questions.
Okay, you got some more questions because I got one too on the top of my head. But you guys go. What is it?
Well, our buddy Greg is asking in the Dying Light breed, what's your favorite old school zombie game?
Old school zombie game.
Well, I guess it could be old school and new school. I guess we could ask.
Yeah.
There's not a lot of old school zombie games.
No, zombies seem to be this new, like this I'm actually almost tired of zombies now because it's like every second game is a zombie game. I'm glad that Bloodborne is not a zombie game because when it first got announced, I thought it was going to be. Um, but old school zombie game, I guess Resident Evil. I mean, if you want to go, you got to go right back, right? Anybody else?
Zombies ate my neighbors forever.
Yeah.
Still my favorite. Kill zombies with the water
Oh
gun.
wait, I want to change that. House of the Dead.
Oh my
In the fucking arcade with the guns, you know,
Worst movie in the world.
It's like, oh my god, just that sound. I loved it. Anyways,
That was a good choice.
anybody else?
Like I know this is not old school, but freaking Left 4 Dead is still my favorite zombie game ever.
Everything
so
pales
good
in comparison to that.
Yeah.
It's a great game. It's really good. Yeah.
It's fantastic. They did it so well. Everything's just really fun about it.
Yeah.
Co-op everything.
I like Plants vs. Zombies.
That's awesome, Catherine.
It's the only zombie game that doesn't give me nightmares.
Right, and they can be really creepy.
It's adorable.
You have to play them with the lights on, and not after midnight. All right, I want to know, guys. Desert island games. If you could bring one game with you on a desert island, and that's all you had to play, what would it be? Let's start with our guest this evening, Voice.
Oh man, no, I wanted to think.
No, you're not getting the chance.
I was biting my nails. That's like me thinking.
One game to rule them all. Now, one game out of all the ones that you've played in your life, or even upcoming ones, if you think they're going to win, like they're going to be excellent, what would you take with you on a desert island?
Well, there's criteria, right? Because it can be a game I really love. Like, in an ideal world, be a Batman Arkham Knight, but the game will end. It'll have to be a game that'll just last you forever. So it'll have to be somewhere in between Skyrim or Dragon Age, because it just feels like those games never freaking end, right? So I'm gonna go with those. I know it sucks. I'm sorry, but I'm gonna go with Skyrim because that game never ends, ever, ever, ever.
Steffi, how about you?
Dragon Age Origins, just so I can try out all the different endings. I could probably get a lot of playthroughs, I think.
Yeah. Simon?
Well, do you get updates on that game?
Oh my god, now we're getting friggin' technical. We're getting friggin' technical.
Well, I mean, I was hesitating, if we're getting updates and we have an internet connection, that it was going to be like World of Warcraft or Counter-Strike Go, a game that you can play online that there's no end to the game. But if it's like single player and like you don't have access to anything, then oh my lord.
Oh, we don't have access to internet?
Well, no, you're on a friggin' desert island.
Exactly.
There is no internet. I'm actually surprised we have a TV and electronics, an electrical connection. Like,
there's electricity. There could be logically internet.
Well, if you had internet, then you wouldn't be on the fucking desert island, right? You'd just like ET
what if I
home.
chose to live on the desert island? I'm just like, fuck everybody.
That's not the concept.
I want to do Halo fucking multiplayer. I need a shooter.
Okay, fine. We'll give you, imaginary people are playing against you in your Halo multiplayer. The crabs on the beach. Oh my! So is that what you're going with, Halo?
Oh no! If there's no internet, I'll be fair. I'll think about it.
Okay, Catherine, SD, how about you?
Probably a Pokemon game.
Yeah.
Just breed the ultimate Pokemon.
Yeah.
Just spend my day breeding Pokemons. There we go.
You'd bring shiny, perfect IVs, six perfect IVs Pokemon. That's what you'll do.
Yeah, and when they do find me, I get off the island, I'll ask them to drop me off in Japan, then I'll kick everybody's ass. I'll just show up to the nearest Pokemon League, eat all their food, drink all their water, and kick their ass with all my perfectly bred Pokemon.
You better bring your off-region Ditto if you want to do that, because you're going to have a hard time if you don't.
Well, if I'm on a desert island, that Ditto better be fucking off-region.
Well, it has to be if you wanted to get some shinies.
I'll bring. I have a Ditto on here that's from Canada. There we go.
The ultimate
how it works.
Region.
Listen, desert islands don't work to begin with.
That's
true. That's true. Google Maps will see you, or Google Earth. Devin,
he has 5 hours of batteries.
That's true. I said imaginary electronic connection, imaginary televisions.
Well, yeah, your story makes no fucking sense. Get your shit. That makes no fucking sense. Come on now, get your shit together.
Seriously, does it need to? Really? Okay. Devin, how about you? Desert island game.
I will have to go with my regular answer of Borderlands 2. With all the DLC, I think that will last me a hell of a time, and I don't care how many times I have to replay the same characters over and over again. I'll just go through different skill trees and plenty of time to play the game. It'll be fine.
Yeah, any RPG or something with a lot of different options of choice of role that you can play is definitely the way to go in that case. Did everybody give your answer? Catherine, I guess you didn't give like a solid answer.
Wishfully would be Halo, but Master Chief Collection.
How about all the Fallouts?
I was thinking that too, or maybe the Elder Scroll Anthology would be pretty cool.
Just Skyrim, old fuck.
Shit ton.
No, but it's true. Yeah, if you have all the Skyrims,
all of them.
All the other Scrolls, not all the Scrolls.
Guys, I said one game.
It's one game.
Then I would go with every single
They actually
Zelda.
sell it in one box. Technically, I'm not cheating.
Oh my god.
Which is super thankful.
We're so
Break
bad.
the rules here. Always trying to break the rules. I'd go with Ocarina of Time. I could play that game until the cows come home. Yeah, I could.
Yeah, but like, I mean, the freaking 25th time you save Epona, aren't you like, fuck you, horse?
I don't care.
Fucking walking.
I don't care. I would go off and like do something else for a while and come back to it.
All right.
All right, cool. Do we have any more questions from chat? I don't even have it open.
Kung Fu Food Master is asking if we have ever played Super Monkey Ball.
Super Monkey Ball?
No.
Yeah.
That is an old game, but it's fun though.
On the GameCube.
Yes. I actually, I saw I was watching Awesome Games Done Quick during the winter, and I saw the guy speedrun Super Monkey Ball.
Oof.
Wow, it is like fucking mind blowing. If you have a chance, go look it up on YouTube on the AGDQ's website on YouTube. It is mind blowing to see that game being speedrun. It is something else. Like the bounces that these guys can make to finish the game, it's just crazy.
Sweet. All right, Voice, we did a roundup this week where we mentioned our very favorite weapon to use in a video game, and I want to know yours.
Oh, man. Any game or specific
Yeah,
game?
like, do you have a weapon that you always go towards? Like, for me, if I get the chance, I'm always going to go grab the rocket launcher. It's just going to happen. It's my favorite weapon. What would you go for?
Any DMR or battle rifle type of weapon? I'm going to go for the short bursts with, like, medium to long range scope. That's my weapon of choice.
Yeah, but you have to choose one. Choose one, Voice. One.
Just one? Between
That
the DMR
one.
and the battle rifle?
Of all of them, one.
Ah, this is Jesus Christ. Pressure.
Pressure.
GOG asking the real tough questions
sweating.
here.
These questions are
Hard talk, real talk.
real talk, real life.
Yeah.
Thug life.
What?
I don't know.
All right.
I'm gonna go with the battle rifle because I don't know why I said thug life. I'm sorry.
We just got into the urban market, yo.
Stereotyping black guys, one stupid. Damn it.
Oh my, that's too funny. So
Like
yeah,
my watermelon and my
if you're
grapefruit
curious, Allie just posted the link in the chat of where to see all of our choices when it comes to our favorite weapons to use. Any other chat questions?
Yep.
What games were critically panned that you actually loved? There's one from Greg.
Do you have an hour?
Okay, now go. Come on, boys. Come on.
What was it?
Come on,
Games
Simon.
what game? What was it?
Critically panned, but you actually love them.
Yeah, hyped, but not overhyped, I guess.
Yeah.
I'm
No,
gonna
they were not. It's not that they were hyped. It's that the critics said it was shit.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
and you
When
like
they reviewed it,
Oh.
you're like, no, I actually really enjoy this.
Mine is simple.
I know what it is.
Go ahead, you can say it.
No, is it?
It is.
Is it Destiny?
It's Destiny. I'm sorry.
Half game.
I know. I tried.
The half game. That man is addicted. Someone
Can't.
get him in Destiny Anonymous.
Can't. It's so addictive. It's like the McDonald's of like shooters. You just like I can't stop playing.
So true.
It's like the Lay's of shooters. You can't eat just one.
I can't stop. I become so good at shooters though because of that game. Like I was never that good at Call of Duty, but now when I go into Call of Duty, I hear 13-year-olds screaming at me like, "How are you doing this?" I'm like, "'Cause Destiny." So.
Destiny taught me the ways of the first-person shooter. Maybe I should be playing that instead of Halo to learn how to play a first-person shooter. But anyway, that's where it came from. I mean, it is Halo's master, right? It's who created Halo.
Yeah.
So yeah, critically panned games that you guys love. That's actually pretty hard to think. Simon, if you want to start ranting about something right off the bat, go ahead while we always ponder.
No, I had read the question wrong. I think a game that wasn't necessarily well received, but that I really enjoyed playing was Darksiders. I don't know if you remember that game. I think it was a couple years back. You played as War, or was it Death? I think you played as War, and like it's you go to hell, and then like it's kind of a God of War kind of thing, and then like you have big weapons and you fight, and it was kind of stupid, but I mean it was lots of fun. The controls were fun and the powers were cool. Really repetitive, but I don't know. I had a good time, but I remember the critics saying that it was boring as fuck, and it was just skip that game and there's nothing to do. But I don't know. I liked it, so I guess that's one of them. But there's not many games.
Darksiders was just brilliant, though. I loved it.
Darksiders.
If like the actual developers hadn't said, yes, we blatantly stole all of our combat mechanic, actually all of our gameplay mechanics from every other good video game.
It's true.
You basically have what boils down to a portal gun. You have a hook shot. You have like all of your gadgets are based on other video games, but just disguised enough so that you didn't make the connection immediately until you used it 5 times. You're like, wait a minute.
But doesn't every game use the same tropes all the time when it comes to weapons and gear and that kind of stuff? Like, there's certain things, like, you get a bow and arrow, you can't really... It's a bow and arrow. Do you know what I mean? A hook shot is a hook shot.
This was literally a portal gun that created an orange portal and a blue portal that you use to jump around in like a puzzle environment. It was very blatant, and the developer said, "Yes, we took a little bit from Zelda, and yes, we took a little bit from Portal, and yes, we took a little bit from this." But it was still a pretty good game.
Yeah, but I mean, yeah, it got panned for that, for saying that it copied. But I think that they got inspired a lot by those games, and because they were fans of those games, so they wanted to bring the weapon that they enjoyed using and that they liked into the game that they loved. So I think that it was maybe viewed differently. The view maybe is kind of skewed depending on how they saw it, and they said, nope, this is copying, fuck that game, I'm not playing it, it sucks. No.
Anyone else? Critically canned? Thief? You really enjoyed Thief?
I really like Thief. I don't know why it was so bad. I mean, I don't know.
Do you understand where the critics were coming from when they were talking about the game and the issues that they had, or were you disagreement?
One thing I remember them saying was that, I forgot who it was, but reading the, like, every time you had to leave a window, or like every time you entered a place, the window would close behind you, so if you wanted to leave, you'd open it up. I remember them complaining about that, which I found really pretty empty complaint, but anyways, and also that every area looked the same. And I can't remember exactly what the other one was, but basically it was more, I felt like they were putting down more the a lot of like the look or the mechanics of the game than, I don't know, I don't remember, but I liked it. I have fun with it. It reminds me of Dishonored, 18th century. It's fun.
I actually have one that was so panned that it put a state into debt. The Kingdoms of Amalur. I loved that game. Adored it.
Good game, really. I'm surprised that it got so...
And it got critically panned?
Yeah, it did.
It fell into debt so hard because the developers had gotten backing directly from the state of Maine.
Ooh, okay.
And so the game basically bombed so hard, it put Maine into debt very slightly. Like, they owed Maine a ton of money.
Shit.
Yeah, but one of my favorite fantasy writers of all time worked on that, Robert Salvatore. So I love that game.
Which game?
Kingdoms of Amalur.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I hated that game. KOA. I found it absolute garbage.
Not talking.
Sorry, Devin.
anymore.
What are you talking about? It was
Girls
really
on
fun.
Games. Girls on
I did
Games
not find
podcast. Breaking up friendships.
It was a
Sorry.
really fun game.
No, I found it repetitive, and I don't know. I just didn't, because I thought it was gonna be. In my head, I saw it more of like similar, I guess, to Fable, but I don't know. I didn't like it. I just didn't like it.
I will say that the main thing that people had against it was the story, because Robert Salvatore writes for the Forgotten Realms, so Dungeons and Dragons, all that stuff. He created a bunch of characters within that world and just kind of went with it. This is the first time he got to create his own world, or the second time he created his own world, and he has this really bad habit of just jumping in the middle of a story and going with it. So he names off like 30 characters in the first 5 minutes of the opening prologue, and you're like, okay, I'm confused. Who am I supposed to be beating now? Like, who's the bad guy? And it's just, they're super complicated names. They're all elven names. And it was confusing from one to the other. But the gameplay was fantastic.
Cool.
You know what game suffered from a really shitty launch because of the debacle, the bugs and all that stuff. But like once they fixed it, it was actually really good.
What?
AC Unity, like.
Yes, I was just about to say Assassin's Creed. I had a lot of fucking fun.
Thank you, right?
Yeah.
I was gonna say that Unity for me, once I actually played through the whole thing, I was like, holy shit! Like, it didn't have the same like loophole stories as Black Flag, and it actually had decent mechanics. And
Yep.
I think I liked it better than Black Flag because as much as like as much as being a newfie, I like being on the open water in the sea. I mean, it was actually really tasking to do that. I hated the like going out and sailing and finding, and you know, I'm a completionist, so I'm like, okay, well, I got to go to this little island and pick up this little thing, and then I got to go over to that little island. It's just too fucking time consuming. And Unity, once it had like the kinks worked out and like, you know, faces went back into place, it was actually a lot of fun. I enjoyed it, and doing the multiplayer stuff with Catherine, like that was a lot of fun. We had a lot of. We're like, okay, we're gonna do this strategic. You go over there, I go over there. I'm gonna assassinate that guy. Like, it was fun.
And then halfway through was always like, oh god, oh no, oh god, and then we would just throw smoke bombs everywhere and kill everybody, and then we would come out and we would be like, still alive, yes.
Digital high five from a long distance away.
I like the fact that it was more strategic. Like there was an RPG element. You had to like upgrade your character. You had to be careful which enemies you fought at which time. Like it was actually a really good game, but like the launch was so bad that most people have such a bad taste in their mouths, and it's unfortunate because it's a good game.
Yeah, it's too bad. Hopefully next time around it won't be like that. Any other canned games that you love before we move on to another question? Because we got one from the Pixel Bot. Anybody? Okay, so the Pixel Bot is asking, any TV, movie, or book that you would want Telltale Games to make a video game into? Well, we're already doing Game of Thrones.
Adventure Time.
Potter.
Adventure Time. Harry Potter. Ooh, it's all good options. All good options.
Sick. Harry Potter. Harry fucking Potter, yeah.
We need a fucking open world Harry Potter game where you're not Harry, you're just a kid magician or a wizard or whatever going to Hogwarts. That needs to happen.
Can they make an MMO of that, please?
That shit needs to happen.
That'd be amazing.
God, yes.
Sorted, and oh my god, just
Okay. Half the dev work on our RPG open world Sailor Moon. The other half can work
forgot about that.
on the Harry
forgot
Potter
about that.
MMO. Good. Get to it.
I noticed how we picked like the I hate to put it this way, but like more girlier stuff. We're not asking for something like Stephen King book made into a Telltale game or like something super dark or anything like that, right? We're going with stuff that like, I mean, they have made a Harry Potter game, a Lego version. I think they made another Harry Potter game at one point. I'm trying to remember. Back when the movies were like in there, like
They used to have Harry Potter games all over the place. They had some for like the Game Boy Advance. They had some for the PC. They've actually had actual Harry Potter games.
Yeah.
And some of them you had to make it to class on time. The PC ones were a lot more in depth. The Game Boy ones were just like a series of kind of like mini puzzles and stuff. But you had to make it to class on time. You had to actually do the wand motions when first learning the spell. Some of it was pretty intuitive, and they could have taken it a lot further.
Too bad. Anything else?
Doctor Who would be really cool.
Jeez, how would you do that? You'd have to make
Lord of the Rings.
Game after game after game. I don't know. Allie's in the. I wish she was here with us in the chat here right now. But anything from the Tamora Pierce, her series with Alana, the Lioness, or Kel, Protector the Small, that would be a freaking sick game. I don't know if anybody's familiar with Tamora Pierce, but it's more like it's a young adult sort of girl style. But you essentially get to be a knight in the world as a female. Get to go learn to be a knight, and then she in a world that it's all male driven. Only the guys get to be knights. So I think that would be really cool.
People are saying Blade Runner in chat. I agree.
Blade
that would be
Runner?
fucking
Oh,
cool.
shit.
Anything from
Yeah.
Philip K. Dick would be
That
sick.
would be the shit.
I agree.
Somebody said Firefly. That's another good
Oh,
Yeah.
that's another good one. I
There's
didn't
so
think
many
that.
options. Jesus.
Imagine all the and animes they've actually done it a fair amount, but like a Cowboy Bebop.
Yeah.
Or Samurai Champloo.
Oh my god! The options are endless.
I want Dexter the last season redo it, like pretend that last season never happened.
I never finished the
Telltale, right? Let's just redo the last season.
That last episode made me so mad.
Yeah,
Like,
everybody's mad at Dexter's last episode.
what the fuck, man? Anyway, I'm just gonna stop being mad now.
How about like a Sopranos, a version
Yeah.
of Sopranos?
Yeah. Yes, I mean...
I can't believe I'm going to give this answer for Kat, but I think it'd be really awesome if Telltale got together with Bethesda for kind of like a Fallout thing. Because Bethesda itself tells a really good story.
Well,
Telltale tells a
exactly.
good story. Wasteland, I think that'd be a really good matchup.
And I agree.
Well,
I would love that.
One of the things that I always thought was kind of lacking in the Fallout series was in three in Vegas was the story per se and like the lore kinda. Maybe I didn't do enough side quests, but I always found that the story was boring as fuck. But I don't know.
They depended too much on you seeking the story out and like trying to pursue the story rather than actually bringing that to you and telling you a story. You actually had to make the story yourself, which I guess could work for some people. But for people who just want to play a game and have a story involved with that game, it can be kind of shitty.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
I know what you mean,
don't get me
but-
wrong. I love that game, and I played the shit out of New Vegas and Fallout 3. But I just felt that you had to make your own story as you went along, pretty much. Like there was no story in the game per se. I think.
I like all the Sex and the City answers in chat.
Yeah, me too. I was just about to say, I'm like sitting here like, yes, I want to have a Sex in the City game.
I would play that.
How about you, Steph?
I like that.
Everyone said so many good things. Maybe like Buffy. I don't know.
Oh,
Snap!
Well done.
Yes, I want to meet Spike in a video game.
she wins the internet. It's over.
You win the internet. That is very true.
It's over.
Oh boy, that's awesome. So any last, we're almost done. We're running an hour. I don't know if there's any last questions left here. Someone said an SOA game. I think that's actually happening, but just not by Telltale. Anybody else? Any other questions? Did you guys find any other ones in there?
No, there was mine from last week, actually. What is the most punishing game that you absolutely love? Something difficult, like something on like Battletoads level of difficulty that you found yourself addicted to.
Shovel Knight. Shovel Knight is effing hard, mostly because like we're not used to playing games that are that hard anymore. It's like that retro thing, but I mean, it just brought me back to days gone by. But then again, I also had lots of time to sit there and only one game to play at a time. Now it's just like it's so bloody hard that I have to do other things that it can be more annoying, but I still really enjoy the game. Yeah. Anybody else?
Mega Man Cross Street Fighter that came out a few years ago. That shit
Yeah.
made me so mad. I never got past the first level. I was so mad.
Yeah.
I think for me it was Super Meat Boy.
Oh man,
Oh,
that
yeah.
is hard.
I had a lot
you
of
try?
issues.
Did you try playing with the keyboard, man?
No.
Keyboard. I tried playing with the keyboard because I couldn't connect my controller, and I was just like, "Fuck this shit."
No, I would never do that with the keyboard. I mean, that would just blow my mind.
Impossible to do.
No.
I'm
I
waiting
play
for
with
that
the.
I'm waiting that to be on Xbox One because I bought it on the 360 when we had a loan of the 360 from the station, and bought it and like haven't had a chance to play it further because that went back to the radio station.
Oh.
I remember as a kid, I had 2 games I loved, but I couldn't get through. One of them was a Garfield game on the Game Gear.
Okay.
That shit was hard. I couldn't get past the second or the third world. Don't ask. And by the time you get to the third world, the batteries were dead, of course. Like
Game Gear.
8 batteries, like shit. The other ones were the Earthworm Jim games.
Oh God, yes.
I remember
They
that.
were hard as balls. Seriously. It's just like, and I didn't own them. We would rent them. So we would rent them for a long weekend and spend like 48 hours trying to beat the thing and never making it past the halfway point. Earthworm Jim. Somebody needs to remake those.
Anyone else?
Flappy Bird. Fuck that game.
That game. It's so
Fuck
addictive.
that game. It's so addictive, but you get so mad at everyone around you and like
You're like,
your life.
Stop asking me questions. Stop ringing phone. Press the button. Yeah, it's hard. Well, on that note, I think it's time to call it in to this wonderful Monday night podcast, episode 7 of the Girls on Games podcast. I want to thank everybody for joining us. But before we go, Voyce, you want to give people a chance to find out where they can track you down and find all your crazy, awesome music stuff. And I know you've got a video launching in the next few weeks.
Yeah, I have the first music video of the first album to actually come out. Coming out February 16th, this year. So yeah, you guys should look out for that. So you can just find me on all my social media sites. You'll link to voicemusic.com. So VOYCE music.com.
Sweet.
Awesome.
And for us and all this fun stuff that we do, you can of course find us here on Twitch, on Girls on Games. You can find everything on girlsongames.ca. You can find us on Instagram on Girls on Games, Twitter, The Girls on Games, Facebook, Girls on Games. And that's it. And thank you for joining us. And thank you for being a wonderful, wonderful chat group. And we'll
thank you so much
here.
again to Holy Crits and Greg for the donations tonight. That was
yes, we really appreciate it.
And we got to 325 followers tonight. We got a lot of new followers tonight.
Thank you. So we will see you back here next week, same bat time, same bat channel.
Thank you guys. Ciao.
Bye everybody.